Hello again, guys. So I'm here with my third video going through the songwriting task. And this time I'm going to be talking about composing lyrics. Now, I have to say that writing lyrics is not something I normally do. So I've done my best here to write one verse. But really I just wanted to give you a potential process to work with, rather than this being an example of good lyrics, let's say. But I wanted to show you a way you can sort of go through a process that will allow you to put some lyrics together, even if you feel like it's not something you're particularly good at or used to doing, which is the situation that I was in when I was doing this video. So this is how I did it. So I started off by thinking about some concepts. So I just wanted to have a kind of topic to work with. And so I wanted to kind of work with this idea of time passing and the past, or things that seem important to us in the present, moving into the past and sort of becoming insignificant over a long enough period of time. Obviously, I've only written one verse here, so I can't really go all the way into a big topic like that, but that was kind of the general concept, and then I just put a few other words that occurred to me there. And then for this second part here, I wanted to think more about actual words that I would use in the lyrics themselves. And so I'm really thinking about metaphors and imagery that I can use. So I can use this kind of flowing water metaphor, and then swimming against the tide/stream was kind of related to that flowing water metaphor, and especially related to the idea of trying to resist the passage of time. And then the idea that I wanted to end up at somewhere in the song, if I was going to write the whole thing, was peace. So sort of coming to an acceptance of the inevitability of time passing, let's say. So that was kind of my concept. Now to start actually writing the song itself, so there are different ways you could do this, but I wanted to, for this assignment, actually start by deciding on a structure. Now I've used some fancy looking words there which come from the theory of poetry, but really all we have here is a rhyme scheme which I've just ripped off straight from the Bob Dylan song. So I've got that A. So basically I've got the 6 lines where the first 3 lines all rhyme, but then you have that kind of 2-part third line where you have a non-rhyming section added, and then three more rhyming lines with it again, a section added. And then these things I've added here, iambic, hexameter, iambic, trimeter, and those, they are just descriptions of the metrical structure of those lines. So for example, iambic just means that the strong or the stressed syllable is the second one in a pair. Now, the text I'm writing here is very loosely iambic. I'm not always sticking strictly to that, but so for example, I know is an I am, because the emphasis is on no. So it's an I am is a weak syllable followed by a strong one. Now, a lot of the time I'm not sticking strictly to that because I have multiple weak syllables, but the idea is that the strong syllable comes at the end of a series of weak ones. And hexameter just means that there are 6 stressed syllables in the line. So there's going to be 6 in the first line, 3 in the next one, and then 3 followed by 2 in the third one. So let's see if I actually did that. I know that the passage of time is not within my hand. Yep, so that's 6. I cannot make it stand by my impotent command, still like stone. So that's 6, 3, and then 3 plus 2, which is exactly what I said it was going to be here. And my rhyme scheme, I've got hand, stand, command, and then the non-rhyming word there, stone. And in the second part, I know that this time 2, I know that this time 2 will pass and float away. Yeah, the metrical structure there is not great, but it'll do fine for now. And all our yesterdays will all be lost in haze and long forgotten. So again, I've got 6, 3, 3 plus 2, which is pretty much, if I remember rightly, almost the same structure as the Mr. Tambourine Man verses. And you can see in the first half of that, I've even used the same rhyming sound, hand, stand, command. I think his was sand, hand, stand. So yeah, I've even recycled some of the rhymes that he used. So it's quite obvious where I've gotten this structure from. That's all right. It doesn't have to be original. And besides, it's not necessary to be super original to write a good song. You can get ideas from songs and then rework them in other ways. Okay, so I've got my rhyme scheme, I've got my structure. And then, yeah, it just took me a bit of time to find words that fitted into that. And of course, you can be flexible once you start doing that. And yeah, so now I've got this verse, and I might want a different structure for a chorus. So I wouldn't worry too much about the iambic part. I think that's more when you're writing poetry and you want to be a bit more strict about it. But I would be thinking about how many stressed syllables are in each line, because that does create a nice sort of symmetry. So you can hear the symmetry here having 6, 3, 3 plus 2, 6, 3, 3 plus 2. That repeating structure, it does give a sense of symmetry to that verse. And it's really effective in the Bob Dylan song, and I think it works reasonably well here as well. I can't take credit for that idea, obviously. But you could go with something more simple as well. So, for example, you could just have a rhyme scheme that went A, B, and just have 5 stressed syllables in every line. Or sometimes a more common one might be to go like 5, 4, 5, 4, something like that. And that would be a bit more of a straightforward structure to use. This one here is slightly more complicated, but since I was working with Mr. Tambourine Man as my example, I wanted to do something that reflected that. Alright, so that's all I'm going to do for this video. Let me know if you need any more assistance or ideas for writing lyrics, and I will do my best to help you.